Flying into Kathmandu, we saw Mount Everest rise above the clouds. The drive-in was chaos. Cows in the middle of a potted road. Checked into Elite, up the side alley. Prem and the boys are lovely. They'd do anything for you. I was hit by a motorbike that day. Walked to a monkey temple about 5 kilometres away through all Kathmandu. Luci in her summer dress. All the men were perving. There was a couple of funeral pyres going. One was going, one was starting. Ash was everywhere. It freaked Luci out. Then we went shopping. Basically, I got almost hit by a car as a man was trying to sell me hash. Sarah was saying, shop over here. Things were going on all over the place. Beggars. It was just bedlam and chaos. Went back to the Elite. No power. Oh well, that's usual. That's because they have their power rationing. 6 hours on, 6 hours off. Flew to Sukrah. It was lovely. Great by the water. Had an excellent night with all the boys. Until we woke up and drove to Fedi, up the stairs for the start of the trek, past a large group with young kids struggling right at the start, and to our first cup of tea at Dampus. Amazing views. Luci is very strong. Then on to Pathana for lunch, amazing valley views and the first view of fishtails. Then walking through Sukrah, continually amazing views. An old man with a wizened face started striking up a conversation with me as he was sitting on his veranda. Basically, the conversation ended, so do you want to buy some hash? Then saw a funeral party. Luci gave some kids some chocolate. Big storm happened as we arrived into Landrook. So Sarah woke me up the next morning at 5 o'clock tapping on the door, which was very unusual. Pre-dawn to see a massive silhouette of Annapurna, which we missed with the storm the previous night. We just sat up and watched the sun come up. Absolutely amazing. Left Landrook at about 7:45 as per normal. Climbing over suspension bridges and then up a hill for lunch. Steep step climb into Chomrong. Once again, plenty of marijuana just growing wild. Arrived in Chomrong just as it was starting to rain, looking up a steep valley to Annapurna and fishtails. The next morning, beautiful and clear. How do I describe how spectacular and amazing? Wake up was just wow. Heading off towards Sinwar, we passed a large mule train and then to Bamboo for lunch. Amazing rainforest, just like enchanted forest with moss on the trees. Just amazing. Then we spent the night in Doban. The awesome mountains creak, the waterfalls run, the sounds are absolutely amazing. I had the strangest night's sleep with nightmares that seemed 100% real. I actually woke up and was quite shaken. But amazing place. Walked up to Himalaya for tea. As I think Sarah may have been struggling with a little bit of a sore tummy, but she made it through well. Luci was a power. Stopped at Durali for lunch and met a group of Europeans. Here we got stories about the snow glare and blindness, and Sarah fessed up that at morning tea she had mistakenly dropped her sunnies into the long drop toilet. The boys on the way down kindly offered to sell us theirs. I was still feeling a bit uncomfortable and shaken, and very wary after my nightmares. What I do know is I was on edge and watching everything going on around me. A really weird feeling. But we continued to press on, and it was just amazing scenery. It was getting cooler, it was getting colder, the vegetation was much less and much more rocks. We crossed to the other side of the river as it was an avalanche style of area, and here we just enjoyed the company, but I was keeping my eyes well and truly open as I just had that uneasy feeling.
Panorama?
Yeah.
All right.
We okay here?
Yeah. So.
Keep moving?
Yeah.
Keep moving, Sarah.
Stop.
I was pleased to get moving. We pressed on to Machu Picchu base camp. where we all had a little bit of a headache, the start of altitude sickness and time to take it easy, but the mood was much lighter.
Come on, Muso! Sugar monkey! Chili monkey! Come on! MBC, Machu Picchu Base Camp. Where do you look?
Namaste and good morning. Rambo, and Chris, how are you? Nicely well? Okay.
We all went to bed with slight headaches as a result of mild altitude sickness, and I was a bit worried about that. But when we woke up, we were all fine. Headed and started the after some nice porridge and goulong bread, ready to go up to ABC, which we set off well before 7. The snow was just amazing. It was a truly terrific area. It was a lovely walk, and there's no words to describe the ascent as the sun came up on this beautiful clear day. So we reached Annapurna Base Camp at about 4,200 metres, which is about half the way up the 8,091 metres to Annapurna 1, making it the 10th highest mountain in the world and surrounded by 5 other mountains that are all pretty close in height. Spectacular.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
It's just very hard to...
It's gorgeous!
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.
G'day, how you going? Yeah, wow. It's just amazing. Avalanches all. No, I don't know. Not for a long time.
Lucy, who's been terrific, was a little bit dizzy with a bit of a headache. I think she was slightly suffering a little bit of altitude again, so we decided to head back to MBC, and we got down very quickly in the snow. If you fell off the track, you went up to your knees in snow. And we raced pretty much down to Durali for lunch, and then continued down to Himalaya for the night. We were very, very lucky with the weather, and I called Prem the Olaki man, which is Nepalese for mailman, because he always delivers. The next day we were back into the rhododendron forests and watching men carry 12-foot long beams from Sinwar to NBC. Huge climb. We also saw a barking, or heard a barking deer, and caught a glimpse of it. And Sarah found it easy up hills. She was good, she was strong. It was really good fun heading down to Sinwar, although it really did hurt my big toe as we were now heading down fast. We arrived at Chomrong at about 2 o'clock to a nice warm shower. And, of course, the arrival of thunder. It was now Sunday, and so we decided when we headed off from Chomrong through to Chuli for lunch, it was a long and steady climb through a lot of farmland, which much warmer. We saw a live 100 mules going up the track, continuing through the spectacular Frangipani and rhododendron rainforest. We arrived at Tandapani at about 1:30, and of course we played cards. Lucy was very happy there was a western toilet. On Monday, another lovely day, another spectacular view from Tandapani before heading off through more beautiful jungle, following streams, massive rhododendron forests. No trekkers, quite a lot of uphill though. Then we hit Durali, which was almost like a shopping area. Absolutely amazing, before we headed on to Gurapani.
Now this is very lucky seeing the yaks here,
Yaks here, yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah.
You don't see them too
No,
often?
no.
And they're very wild.
Well,
So we've
maybe once a year, yeah.
Yeah, once
It's
a
not
year you
often,
see
yeah.
yaks. and
Very
this is a
seldom,
big
yeah.
herd.
Very seldom.
But hopefully they don't get too excited. Wow.
Then on to Gurapandi, which was the launch off point for Poon Hill. We got up at 4:20 the next morning and saw a lot of Annapurnas from the top of Poon Hill. It was It was a lovely sunrise. Where we also saw Daugli, which is about 8,200 metres, meaning it's the 8th tallest mountain in the world. Then after taking in the view with a lot of people that had just come up from Birathani, we headed down for breakfast at Gurapindi and started making our way down to Birathani. It was much easier going down than going up. We saw a lot of people just doing the short trip to Poon Hill. We really were on the downhill road, and we arrived into Birathani about 3 o'clock, just when the lightning and the thunder started off. Tell you what, we wouldn't want to have been caught in it for too long. Prem successfully managed to hail some taxis for us. Back to Pokhara, but unfortunately we were involved in a 2 taxis racing each other. That was very interesting.
Lake at Pokhara. Temple.
Prem, Narah and Sukrah looked after us so well. We really missed them. I think this was very much the start of a trekking lifestyle. What an amazing adventure for all of us.